With WWE having both the Women's US and IC title at the same time, it kind of hurts the other one because the IC title has been booked much better than the Women's US title. And I think that's a product of introducing two mid-card titles, 2 or 3 months apart. I think they should have just had the IC title first, let that build for like a year, and then introduce the Women's US title, could have told a story on SmackDown, and then won their own mid-card title, but the brand split don't really matter. I mean, yeah, but they could have did that. I feel like that would have been much simpler. But my thing is, with Becky holding the IC title, I don't mind it because it helps add prestige to it. But I feel like for the US title, so with the IC title, you have Lyra become first ever champion. Then you have Bayley and Becky fighting for it to build a prestige to it. I think you keep that going for a little bit and have Becky drop to somebody else in the mid card. I don't know who, but I think the Women's US title, it doesn't need Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill, at least not right now. And Jade with the US title, that's a demotion. If she goes from facing Tiffany to facing Julie for the US title, that's a demotion, which don't make sense because Tiffany mid card isn't good. What does Tiffany Stratton did aside from have good matches? She doesn't have a character, can't cut a promo, so I don't see why you can't take a chance with Jade. But with the Women's US title, I think that should be strictly for mid-carders at the moment. Since you already added prestige to the IC title, don't make the US title feel the same. You can't have Bianca, and if Bianca come back and she win the US title, that's stupid. Because why if you have Bianca and Becky as two of your top women stars, both holding mid-card titles? When Bianca comes back, she should be in the main event scene. Like a B-Fab, a Michin, a Candice LeRae, like all three of them who are good wrestlers but don't get the opportunities, they should at least have a chance to be in programs with Julia for the US title. Because I feel like they want Julia to be a main eventer at some point. But the three women I named, it's unlikely. But you know B-Fab, she can cut a promo. You know Candice LeRae and Michin, they can put on good matches. Then Nikki Cross, maybe even with the Y6 having titles, why can't she go after the Women's US title? Obviously, she won't. She already peaked in 2023 as Nikki ASH. But the mid-card women on SmackDown need to get more opportunities to showcase themselves and go after the mid-card titles and create a story that I did in my fantasy book in the B-Fab winning the US title that'll feature all these women and have them feel important even if they don't win the title. Like the Women's US title should be strictly for mid-carders for this, probably for the next year, I say, before you have somebody like, just for example, like a Bianca or somebody like that win it. Because with Becky being IC champion, you don't need another main event talent being the Women's US champion. You don't need that at the moment. Say it for a later date in like 2026 or 2027.